The past 2 weeks have been an absolute disaster for Lucasfilm and for Disney Star Wars. After the announcement of the Rey movie, the movie that never should be made, the movie that no one's demanding, the movie that absolutely no one wants, for Rey Skywalker, the person who stole the Skywalker name, to then just do one more thing that Luke Skywalker was supposed to do, rebuild the new Jedi Order. Nobody wants to see this. Nevertheless, they announced it at Star Wars Celebration, announced that activist director, documentary filmmaker who has no experience making this type of movie, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, would be leading this thing. And then you just see quote after quote, bad PR after bad PR from Lucasfilm surrounding this movie. So it really wasn't a surprise that after the shock announcement of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, that we'd have a report come out like this. Upcoming Rey Star Wars movie delayed indefinitely. This was the news we got out of World of Real very early this morning, and I made a video about it, so did a ton of other people. And like I said in my initial video, which you might not have gotten from other places, I said, quite frankly, with all the different rumors and reports and speculation we've seen from Lucasfilm on this very movie over the past few days, I would really take this with a grain of salt, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was a big story that came out a little bit later, completely contrary to what was reported. This said that Stephen Knight has had a big problem. He's got problems with Lucasfilm. He's going to move off the project, things like that. Well, sure enough, just a few hours later, we got this. No, Rey's Star Wars movie hasn't been delayed. Rumors about Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's Daisy Ridley starring Star Wars movie are inaccurate. And not only did we get that from a place like IO9, but we also got it from other different insiders, other scoopers, people like Daniel Rickman, others like that, which take whatever you want with a grain of salt. But I don't think that there's a big reason to put a ton of faith in this initial report, just like I said in the beginning. Quite frankly, I don't know if Lucasfilm has any idea what's going on. That's really the root cause of all of this. Whether it's the confusion over the Mandalorian and Grogu announcement and whether there's going to be a Mando Season 4 and what this really means, or whether it's about this movie. Lucasfilm, as we've talked about for literally years at this point, is complete and total chaos. Kathleen Kennedy is a horrific leader, and she has been for the past decade at Lucasfilm. That's not going to change anytime soon, but let's get into this. Lucasfilm confirms Rey's Star Wars movie hasn't been delayed. Lucasfilm has confirmed that Star Wars New Jedi Order is still in development, despite rumors claiming the movie was delayed indefinitely. Rey's return in New Jedi Order hasn't received many updates recently, but Lucasfilm confirmed the movie is still in the early stages of development and remains on the list of upcoming Star Wars movies. According to Germain Lucier of Gizmodo, the movie's writer Stephen Knight is still revising his script, and Lucasfilm is waiting on the latest draft, implying he's turned in a draft already. They sent him back notes, and he's doing another draft. Now, like I talked about in my first video, if the rumor about it being delayed indefinitely were to be believed, you would then also have to discount a bunch of other reports that said, well, he's never turned in a script yet, or things like that. There's a lot of complete rumors that do not make sense, do not align with one another, that are contrary to. And I personally think it's a lot of people trying to take advantage of the situation, floating out fake rumors for whether clicks, views, whatever it may be, right? What side is doing that? I don't know. But I think a lot of people are doing that in one way or another. A lot of the scoopers out there, that's what it feels like to me, which is why I indicated so heavily in my report on this article that World of Real doesn't usually deal in news like this, that there were a lot of other reports out there that were kind of contrary to it. But nevertheless, let's continue on. The confusion over Rey's next installment in the franchise came from Lucasfilm's recent announcement that The Mandalorian and Grogu would be the next movie from the studio, replacing New Jedi Order in the franchise release schedule. And that doesn't mean replacing it in the release date, but it means it will come out before then. That's kind of what that would mean. New Jedi Order also became controversial recently for absurd reasons, which could have increased the popularity of this unfounded rumor, including misinformation surrounding Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's Make Men Uncomfortable comment. We've covered that in detail here. But then another person added on, Daniel Rickman, and also said that it hasn't been delayed indefinitely. It's not canceled, anything like that. And in fact, the Star Wars Rey's New Jedi Order movie may be further along than expected. A Star Wars rumor claimed Rey's New Jedi Order movie starring Daisy Ridley was delayed, but the film may be further ahead than fans expect. Rey's movie, supposedly centered on the rise of the New Jedi Order, is still on the Star Wars release slate. They talk about the Mandalorian and Grogu confusion, shit like that. However, a new rumor from popular scooper Daniel Rickman suggests there's no reason to worry. Quote, I hear the Rey movie's progressing as planned, he claimed on his Patreon. Perhaps most surprisingly, Rickman revealed production scheduled to begin soon, stating they're planning on to start shooting it in May. The shocking rumor was met, understandably, with confusion regarding the previous reports. While some rumors created concerns about the film's future, others have suggested creators are making progress. Now, like I talked about, I'm not surprised at all that this came out. Personally, I think that the movie is going to be made. I've been very clear about that from the beginning because they've put so much on this. They've pandered so hard. They brought Daisy Ridley out there. They defended this activist creator. One way or another, this movie is going to get made. I wouldn't be surprised if production did start in May because if you figure they've got a script in the works, now you get that finalized in the next couple months. That's certainly not outlandish. But the reality is this is all due to the continued chaos at Disney Lucasfilm, at Disney Star Wars. So for anyone that, saw the headline or saw a video or saw a tweet that said that the Daisy Ridley movie's been canceled, do not be surprised if 2 years from now we actually see it out there or see a trailer for it in some way, shape, or form. I've been pretty adamant about my thoughts on this, that, Disney Star Wars going so hard for this, they can't cancel it. Just like the way we saw, Marvel get completely boned into releasing Echo because they virtue signaled, they pandered so hard about the representation, all that shit, that they couldn't actually cancel it. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the movie that we see that for in Disney Star Wars. Now, certainly anything involving Lucasfilm, it's almost a miracle if it does get through production and actually gets made based on all the things that have been canceled over the last few years. But certainly the rumor, the report about it being delayed indefinitely has already been countered. So who do you believe? What's actually fucking going on? I don't know if even Lucasfilm knows at this point. One thing is certain, Disney Star Wars is an absolute shambles, and it has been for years, and it will be as long as it's under the thumb of Disney and under the leadership of Kathleen Kennedy and every other person in the leadership group there, including people like Favreau and Filoni. What do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.